The Time to Hunt, produced, filmed, and edited by Tyler Bates. Visit our other YouTube channel, Master TNA TV. No animals will or have been killed. This is just a how-to video, so viewer discretion may not be advised. Thank you, and please subscribe. Special thanks to Briar Goat Killer for the video idea. Make sure to check him out on YouTube. This is the knife case we will be making. First thing I did was measure the knife to see how big the sheath needed to be. We will be making a pattern for the pattern. I know everybody doesn't have the tools that I have to do leather tooling, so I'm trying to make it as simple as I can. Once you have your pattern drawn up, go ahead and cut it out. Then take that pattern and go ahead and trace it out. Once you trace it out, go ahead and flip it over and trace it again. Don't forget to add on the loop for the belt. Once you got that, go ahead and take your scissors and cut it out. Make sure your knife will fit in the sheath. After that, go ahead and get the leather wet with a sponge. After that, let it sit for about 5 minutes. I normally use a styling pin, but I'm using a nail right now. Go ahead and trace your pattern out onto the leather. I would normally use a swivel knife, but I'm using a pocket knife right now. Go ahead and cut it out. You just want to leave deep impressions to make it easier to cut out with scissors. After that, go ahead and cut it out with some scissors. I will then take a pair of calipers and scribe a line around the whole thing so I know where my holes need to go. I then use them to mark the holes. I'm using 2 different tools right now, just to give it a little bit of personality. Next, I will be stamping in the initials. I understand everybody doesn't have a hole punch. You can use a 22 shell. Make sure it's empty, and it will work just fine. Go ahead and punch your holes in. But luckily, I have a hole punch, so that's what I'm using. If you are using a 22 shell, you can only get 1 or 2 holes, and then you have to use a new shell. After you punch the holes in it, let it sit overnight to let the moisture out before you put on a leather finish. The next day, I apply a leather finish called Neat Lack. Make sure you wear gloves when you do this. When you get done applying the leather finish, go ahead and hang it and let it dry overnight. Now we're ready for final assembly. I'm using a piece of paracord for the handle strap. I'm using a Chicago-style rivet that you can buy at any hardware store. I'm using a piece of paracord to sew it together. I am double stitching the paracord. After that, take a pair of scissors and trim off any extra cord that you have. Take a lighter and burn it so it don't fray. I got this off an old hunting jacket to use on the handle strap. And that is how to make a real simple, easy knife sheath anybody can make. Once again, thank you Briar Goat Killer for the idea.
Thanks for watching The Time to Hunt and how to make a very simple knife sheath. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them. Thank you and please subscribe.